This study evaluates the economic performances of different trial designs for on-farm experiment. On-farm precision experimentation has grown rapidly over the past few years due to its full automation and low cost. However, until now, there are few guidelines on which trial design should be used. Do trial designs matter for the effectiveness of trial data collection? Can some trial design generate better management recommendations than others? Those questions has not been fully answered yet. There has been an extensive literature of the traditional agronomic field trial design studies. However, those studies are mainly focused on small plot trials and statistical properties. This study aims to evaluate the economic performances of the commonly used trial designs for whole field on-farm experiment through Monte Carlo simulations. We simulate a 31-hectare on-farm experimental field with spatially heterogeneous field conditions and assume the yield response follows a quadratic plateau function. We set different size units for yield and nitrogen data and assume 6 nitrogen trial rate in the experiment. We tried 10 different trial designs to implement the 6 nitrogen rate. They include randomized block, checkerboard, Latin square, and alternate block, where the high rate and low rate alternate across the field. Random strip, fixed strip with fluctuations, fixed strip with gradual changes, completely random, cascade style plots, and wave design. Based on the trial data, the site-specific yield response function will be estimated and the nitrogen recommendations will be derived. The profit based on the recommendations will be used as a measure of economic performance. We simulated 1,000 experimental fields, and the average profit of the trial designs are shown in this graph. Alternate block and Latin square are the two best designs. Strip designs performs well with fixed fluctuation of rate, but poor with randomized or gradually changing rate. Completely random design performs really poor, and cascade and wave designs are the worst. We also attempt to explain the economic performance using the spatial statistical properties of the trial designs. They include the evenness of distribution, neighbor balance, spatial balance, Moranzi, local variation in nitrogen rate, and the gradation of nitrogen rate changes. The spatial statistical measurements seems to partly explains the economic performances. However, the explanations works well only for the cross-design comparisons, not for the within-design variations. Take the completed random design as an example. None of the spatial statistical measures can explain the profitability of each simulation. Or, if we look at the Latin squares with the maximum and minimal 20 spatial statistical measures, their profit are almost the same. As a conclusion, trial design matters for on-farm experiments. Alternate block and Latin square are the best designs, but if only strip design is available, use a fixed rate fluctuation pattern. Complete random, cascade, and wave design should be avoided. The economic performances can be partly explained by the design's spatial statistical measurements, but further research is required to explore the underlying reasons.